Hey there, fellow scientists. So today we're going to talk about water beside other topics. So I have a question for you. Are you thirsty? Would you like to drink some water? Water, the only substance that should be available to any one of us, seems to be nowadays worth more than gold. According to water.org, which is an organization that deals with water crisis, there are more than 800 million people living without access to safe water. Beside that, while you can jump in your car and get water from supermarket or just buy it from vending machine, women in poor countries such as Africa have to spend 6 hours a day collecting water, which affects their work, school and also caring for their family. Why for their family? That's interesting. Well, because patriarchy is actually the main system within the family in those poor countries where the male has actually the lead role and women have to pretty much take care of everything. But that's out of the topic. So from all of the statistics that you can find on this site, probably the most horrific is that every 90 seconds a child dies from water-related diseases, and that nearly 1 million people die from water, sanitation and hygiene-related diseases each year. So if you have a drink nearby while watching this video and can go to bathroom and turn on the tap and suddenly water appears and you can flush your toilet, be thankful, but for those that don't, please be patient, help is on the way, there's a way, but it will take some time. So, what I'm trying to say is that scientists from MIT developed this metal organic framework which can absorb water from atmosphere. The framework is composed of zirconium chloride mixed with fumaric acid, which are then heated and compressed, making a white powder with magnificent Tesla-like skyrocketing absorbent properties. So the deal is that this white powder can actually catch water molecules from the air and then release them if the temperature of the white powder is increased. But wait a minute, temperature in Africa or for example in the desert is always high during the day, so how in the... at night, yeah, that's it. So that's why this device actually exploits the day and night cycle to produce water. This is how it works. So at night, when the humidity is relatively high, around 40%, and the temperature is low, the slits of the device are open so that white powder can catch water molecules from the air. But during the day, the slits of the device are closed and the sun rays are concentrated onto the white powder, which then releases water molecules which travel to the condenser, where the condensation process occurs and droplets can form liquid. Okay, so on to the next topic. Whoa. Hey, can you give me some numbers? How much water can it actually produces? I'm going to the trip next month to South Africa, to Sahara. I just want to be fully hydrated. Yeah, well, okay, so this device can actually produce 25 deciliters of water per kilogram of white powder. So if you have 4 kilograms to get on your trip, then no, don't worry. You'll be fully hydrated. You'll get 1 liter. That's what actually is required to drink the whole day, so yeah. But on more serious note, the production of water can be actually increased by tilting the device and concentrating the sun rays. I don't know how tilting works, but the sun rays change the chemical properties of the white powder, therefore releasing more water molecules. Okay, so that's cool, but what's also cool is that you can drink this water right away and you don't have to purify it, because the concentration of zirconium ions found in water was less than 1 part per billion. That's comparable to 7 humans out of 7 billion people on Earth. So yeah, pretty clean. However, the production of water is still pretty low, making this unapplicable yet, but in the future some improvements can be made to change that. For example, zirconium-based white powder can be replaced with cobalt-based white powder, which has higher absorptive properties, meaning that can actually absorb much more water from the atmosphere compared to zirconium. But the problem is that cobalt-based white powder acts much slower, and therefore the technology isn't there yet. So, but in the future, this will probably change. So that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, or if you're interested, you can check the original article in the bio. So on to the next science news. So imagine you're in a jungle, small animal, on the bottom of the food chain, and your life is constantly a struggle. You have to run away every day from predators, you have to gather the food just to spend the energy on more and more running, and your friends are telling you, hey, why don't you get some camouflage color like your chameleon friend over there? Well, I can't, I can't, because I'm a fucking mouse and I can't just morph it and shape myself. Well, and that's probably the biggest issue of today's synthetic tissue or skins that could actually camouflage or change colors. You see, for the chameleon it's easy because it has two layers of skin, one which is full of pigments and the other one can actually form these nanocrystals which can be relaxed or excited. If the crystals are relaxed, they reflect blue and green, but if they are excited, they reflect colors with longer wavelengths such as red. So beside pigments, the important part here is this relaxed and excited state that comes from specific properties of chameleon's skin. But not only chameleon skin, also human skin and organs are composed of these two main components called elastin and collagen. While elastin, as its name already says, provides the skin with more elastic properties, the collagen acts as more rigid component, providing the skin with stiffness. But why are you telling us this? Because I read that there are various silicone rubbers, for example Exoflex and Dragon Skin, which are widely used in cinematography, and actually also hydrogels with skin-like properties. Yeah, well, but can they change color? I don't think so. So the point is to create a material that could change color while preserve skin-like features, and that was made by scientists. So they created these synthetic polymers that can assemble together, and depending on the hydration level they can reflect different kind of wavelength. Oh wow, so that's something new. That's very useful for our mouse in jungle where the humidity is pretty high and it will be probably reflecting red, therefore attracting all the predators. Ha! Who am I kidding? Okay, so this has to be a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more modified, so the switch between reflecting one or other wavelength has to be improved. I don't know how, I don't know when, but this has to be improved in order to have some real applications. Okay, so you don't agree? Well, you're probably right, but this kind of research is founded by the army to improve the future soldier. So imagine a scenario where you're a soldier and you have to infiltrate into enemy base and you're camouflaged in this greenish kind of color in the jungle, and you just pray, oh please God, don't rain today, oh please God, don't make a rain, oh please God, don't make me red, oh please God, don't make me dead. Yeah, huh. Nice rap. Did you even hear what I was saying? Well, if not, that brings us to our next science news, which is about hearing like a cat meow. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Well, you have to improve your ears. Well, how do you do that? Well, just listen to our next song. I'm kidding, I'm going to talk normal now. So, scientists made these semiconducting crystals with thickness of one atom or a few atoms that can act as eardrums. But the question is, how can you even apply this to our ears? I mean, human eardrums are like thin membranes that vibrate when receiving sound waves. These are then transformed into electric signal and transmitted through neurons into our brains and processed. So I'm not sure how this thing would exactly work, but hey, there's a potential, right? Hail to all future cyborgs! Anyway, while some scientists are trying to improve hearing, others are trying to save it. We all know that with age our hearing gets worse, but why? Because hair cells and neurons that are responsible for picking up sound and also transmitting it into our brain are dying. However, scientists found out that even if the hair cells are gone, the neurons that were connected to these cells persist for a longer period of time, but they are unable to make new synapses with existing hair cells that are still present. Okay, so how is this important? Well, because it shows that there is still potential that these neurons can be used to form new synapses and therefore restore some part of the hearing. So to tackle this problem, scientists synthesized a compound called 7,8-dihydroxyflavone, which actually binds to a receptor. This interaction actually prolongs the survival of neurons and also causes their growth. This allows neurons to form new synapses, which is great, but these tests were made only in vitro and no in vivo models were made, so no animal models that could actually prove that this thing works. So yeah, till then we'll have to just wait and rely on mechanical enhancers such as Magnier. So yeah, hey, Grandma, turn that shit a little bit up. Can you hear me even? Yeah, I thought so. Turn that shit up. Okay, if you're interested and want to read more, there are links in the description down below that will take you to the original articles, but other than that, if you want to comment or, I don't know, have a specific question to a topic, leave them in the comments down below and I'll be glad to answer them. Other than that, thanks for watching, subscribe for more scientific content coming soon, hell yeah, so original, stay sophisticated and I'll see you in the next video.